Hey guys, today we're doing 100 Bullets 99. This is it, second to the last one. That's Dizzy Isabella Cordova on the cover with Agent Phil Graves. And look at her hair as it flows out into the American flag. Is what Brian Azzarello trying to tell us here is that South Americans are the future of this country? Given the protests of the last couple weeks and the way they've been organized by people who are trying to undermine, part of me really wants to talk about what's going on. And I suppose I'll just work it into the issue as we go, because I don't think I'm going to be able to avoid it. Agent Phil Graves and Dizzy Cordova on the cover of 100 Bullets 99. This is everyone arriving at the Medici's house, right? This is the ending before the end. Let me describe it that way. This is the ending before the end. This is the false ending. The false ending. The false ending is the best way to say it. So let me read it off to you guys. Whatever happens tonight, this meeting is not going to go well. What makes you think that? Call it a hunch. Whose? Mine. And that counts for something. Look, there's nothing to gain. Nobody involved is walking out a winner. Maybe that's not the point. Dizzy. He's about to say that's always the point. And so that's Dizzy and Benito having a conversation as all these cars pull up to his house, the Medici's house in Palm Beach, Florida. And Creed is going to open the door, presumably for Augustus and Phil Graves, because they are just getting back, right? And there we get Benito saying, to win is always the point. Benito, my foolish boy. Oh, so you heard about Lono? Yes, son, I did. Look at Augustus Medici right there. That is one of the best drawings I've ever seen in my life. Look at how well Eduardo Risso captured his face, his eyes, his expression, what that expression means. Agent Graves, Dizzy, forgive me. So Agent Graves has put Dizzy through hell, right? And she's a little surprised. It looks like he's hurting her. It looks like he's maybe killing her or something. But when we change the page and the scene changes and Dizzy remains unharmed, it's obvious that that's not what was going on. Here we get the cliffhanger from yesterday. Victor Ray has arrived in the room with the boys, with Jack and Cole and Luke Hughes. And he's got guns pointed at Cole and Loop, who are both pointing guns back at him. 100 Bullets, Chapter 11, Boots On. Die with your boots on. Written by Brian Azzarello, illustrated by Eduardo Risso, colored by Patricia Mulville, lettered by Clem Robbins, cover by Dave Johnson, assistant editor Mark Doyle, editor Will Dennis. My, boys. What kind of sick fuck party did I interrupt? Care to join her? Words out of my mouth, Cole. Loop, what the hell is going on? So that is Lono on the phone. That is a dead Echo Memoria on the floor of the hotel room. And Victor Ray pointing guns at... Look at Jack like a monster in the bathroom. He has to stoop down to see under the door frame. Mirror's Edge was fun. That was a great game. It was well made. It played smoothly. I loved that game. Keep your eye on the prize, Loop, or the prize will blow your head off. Don't worry about my head, Cole. Worry about your own. What are you up to, Jack? Sitting down. Wouldn't do that, I were you. You're not me. Loop, goddammit. What the fuck? Little busy here, Lono. Some scandalous shit. I don't want to kill you, Victor. I don't want to kill you neither, Loop. Now look at what's going on, right? So if you guys remember the end of the last issue, not only was Victor coming up to their hotel room, but someone who's turned out to be Will Slaughter was making his way up to Lono's hotel room, had killed a maid, had killed another guy down on a couch, and now he's standing behind Lono with a gun at his head, listening to Lono talk to Loop and Vic and Cole and Jack, the Minutemen. Now, remember, a long time ago, in his first issue, his first appearance with, God, what is her name? Joan Darcy, where Will Slaughter says, I trained my replacement. Will used to be a Minuteman. Oh, damn. Now, Vic's name is Victor Ray. Will's name is Will Slaughter. So, take some comfort in that if I do. Now, way I see it, this ends one of two ways. 3, Jack says. There's 3 ways. Insightful Jacko. No, no, no. Fuck him. He's never right. There's only one way. Do it. Kill each other. That's what they want you to do. So this is Lono yelling at these guys, telling them to kill each other because that's what the Trust wants them to do. Look at the shadows on Loop's legs on his pants. That's fucking awesome. And the blanket and his shirt. So the Minutemen all got their guns pointed at each other, and he's telling them the Trust wants you to just murder each other. Go ahead and do it. Get the fuck out of the Trust's way. Give it to them. Give them everything they fucking want. It's what Graves wants too. Get the fuck out of his way. Do it. Pull the fucking triggers, you motherfucking pussy shithead faggot pussy motherfucking bitches. Kill each other and get the fuck out of my way. So that is Lono talking through his smashed teeth and his shot face. And Will Slaughter hears all this and walks out. He wants no part of it. He's done. This ain't for him anymore. He's got nothing to gain. And we got all the Green Lanterns over here. None of you matter no more. Least of all you, little Hughes. I never could fucking rely on you. All that training, and you didn't learn dick. Hey, Cole. So Loop has switched his aim from Vic to Cole. And Lono told Loop to kill Cole in the first place, and he didn't. And so what is Loop doing? Loop has found a 4th way out. He's shifted his aim and fires. I don't get this. I think it only works because it's something. It's not nothing. I think nothing would have worked just as well. I think if you had just cut right here and not had a bam, it would have been just as good. Anyhow, we get to Augustus Medici and Phil Graves and the remaining members of the Trust, Megan Dietrich, Joan Darcy, and Thibaut Vermeer, all sitting down over this big table. Thank you all for letting this meeting happen here, Augustus Medici says. In my house, it shows great character when none was certainly deserved. Megan says, actually Thibaut says, thank you, Augustus, for acknowledging and for the apology, as it were, Joan adds. Megan says, which is, by the way, accepted. Thank you for that, Megan. Whatever you may think had happened between us personally, it's not for this room, nor over. No, it has to be, for the good of the Trust. So he's breaking up with her in front of everyone for the good of the Trust. Right? Holding a cigar. Ha! Someone says, is that Graves? The past is the past. It's time to move on. I seem to recall the future speech. Well then, Thibaut, what are the terms of my surrender? Augustus, that's not why we're... It should be. All right, we decided for the good of the Trust. The House of Medici stands, but you lose your vote at our table. It's a great page. I love that. It's a really good page. We will accept and value your counsel, but ultimately, you won't have a say in the Trust's affairs. This is my punishment. Yes, yours. With amnesty? Of course, which brings us to the Minutemen. To make the Trust honest once more, the Minutemen are to be reinstated. Agreed. But under a new agent. Over my dead, Graves picks his successor. Augustus, he can suggest No. As long as his choice is a current Minuteman, it's his decision. I'll agree to your conditions if this is agreeable to you. It is. Then we are decided. So, Graves and Augustus, there's some maneuvering going on, and as the audience, we can be kind of interested, if we are still interested. I've found that I'm not. I really don't care what happens here. I'm waiting to see how the Minutemen react. I'm waiting to see how and when the bullets fly and where they go. I know that this is all prologue. The past is prologue, and that's what this is. The past is prologue. This is just rehashing the past. This is exposition. This is how we got here and what's going on for the rest of this issue and the next issue. Now, your first order of business, I imagine, is what becomes of House Vasco. Javier left no heirs, and slicing it up is not an option anymore. Not after we just agreed to put our knives away. I take it you have a suggestion? Phil, would you excuse us, please? So he kicks Agent Graves out of the room, who kicks the door open. I love that little explosion, that pop right down by the bottom of the door. That's great. That's great comic book work right there. And as much as I keep saying I'm not interested in these characters, and I'm not, I am waiting to see what happens. So here we have a car driving out through the Everglades, it looks like, right? That was a hell of a thing to do. Put that bullet right where it was needed to be. Wicked. Yeah, well. So that's Vic and Jack and Loop. And there's 3 guys and a body. Not 4 guys and a body. I learned from the best, Loop says. You want to say a few words? Nah. Goodbye. So they threw someone out in the water for the crocodiles, right? That looks like a crocodile's head. It might just be a tree. That might be a crocodile. That might be a crocodile. There's crocodiles out there somewhere. You know they are. Kind of crazy wrapping that painting around the body. Wasn't it priceless? Only to those that could afford it. Like any piece of art. Same story. The honey? No, buddy. Just a thief working the trust. Megan Dietrich, in particular, got in over her head, and it ended up on the painting. Hey, wake up. Boys here brought me up to speed. So Vic, who maybe was going to kill Cole, maybe he was told to, maybe, But if what I remember, Vic had been with Graves and with Remy, and Cole had been with Graves and with Remy, so maybe Vic had been sent to kill Cole. Maybe by Loop shooting Cole, he defused the situation, right? Maybe Vic didn't have to do it then. And Loop missed him, essentially. He just grazed the scalp. We got a job needs finishing, Vic says. He always like that, does he? Pretty much, yeah. Only now, even more. They've been in there, 3 hours? At least the shouting's quieted down. What do you think that was about? Nothing less than the fate of the world, I'm sure. Phil, can you come in here, please? Look at that. It's like a principal, right? Like he got kicked out of the class by the teacher and then got, brought back in when his parents are ready to talk to him and give him the punishment. Why? To collect my severance package? Something like that. Mr. Graves, Phil, go to hell, Miss Darcy. Care to join me? In light of the circumstances surrounding the House of Vasco and compelling arguments put forth by our counsel, the Trust has voted to reassign the House, a seat at our table, and responsibility to act in our best interests. Do you accept? Look at Graves with that star in his eye on the top of the second page. Fucking ruthless, right? Augustus? Benito? What are you doing? Resigning. I accepted the Trust's punishment as mine and mine alone. I cede all control over the House of Medici to my son. And so there's Augustus making good on his part of the deal. Long live the new Trust. You pissed at me? For what? Trusting my reflexes? That was some genius shit, Loop. Not like it was no sucker punch. Gotta say, Victor Ray, I'm surprised. You ain't one to question Graves. Yeah, Cole. Well, neither were you. The fact that now you are holds some water with me. So what's the plan for getting into the Medicis, Vic? We'll go through the front gate. Really? Just roll up, tell them we've got us some unfinished business? Something like that. We've been played for fools. Yes, now calm down. Don't act one. Accept the fact we got played by the best. Again. Graves had to be in on it. I don't think he was. What? We fucking gave a house to the Minutemen. We gave a seat to Graves, and he accepted, despite his convictions. That won't sit well with the Minutemen. We wanted them on our side, which now has Graves. Augustus's move, he anticipated this. So now... Augustus's move, he anticipated this. So now it's our turn. Benito, mind if I join you? Megan in a teeny weeny itsy bitsy string bikini, right? Shouldn't I be asking you that question, Megan? And she dives into the water. That's aggressive. Girls don't dive into the water very often, not at night. No, I don't mind. If you're up to it. You'd leave my father like that? Huh? Your father and I aren't. It was his decision. Seems he made some big ones today. Can I make one? I need to know, Benito, that you understand now that we're in this together. And then so she pulls him off of his raft into the water. She is reaching up onto his pants, onto his shorts, but she's getting him in the water with her. Megan, my father made some mistakes, ones I won't. And I don't think you or your friends feel the same way. Benito, you don't know how I feel, but you've thought about it, haven't you? Haven't you, my boy? And she climbs up on him. And that is to be continued. How long has that been coming? Push. One push can change everything. Oh, I remember this movie. It was awful. 100 bullets, 99. Tomorrow is the last one. Ooh. All right, guys. See you tomorrow. Bye.